Okay, so let me preface this first by saying I'm aware Guilty Gear Strive has been out now for like what, a week, maybe the better of 2 weeks. Uh, but let me also preface this by saying I don't really care how long the game has been out, because if I have a problem with the game, I'm very well aware of what's a problem with me and what's a problem with system mechanics and characters. So I'm finna just talk about that. But even before I talk about that, let me just say Guilty Gear Strive is a fun game, and regardless of what I'm saying, about 95% of you won't really get what I'm saying. So don't even really care about what I'm saying and try and use that as your own excuses. These are mine, I actually play the game and know what I'm talking about. So with that being said, I'm going to talk about what the problems I have with Strive are, because there are a couple of them. First of all, Gatlings are still not intuitive. I don't really know how much has to be said, but at this point, I don't really even care about Gatling into, P into K into S, but I at least want P into something. Like, P into command normal is just not it. I don't fuck with that at all. Like, because certain characters do P into command normal and get whatever they want, and then you play Kai and forward P misses every 3 seconds. And then forward heavy is a frame trap, but guess what? Everybody mashes, so it doesn't really matter. That's why. Also, your fastest frame button being either 5P or 2P doesn't really matter, because they don't really change to anything unless you're playing like good characters. And then usually the characters that have it aren't fast enough to be used as a reversal. So that's also interesting. But, that's just to segue the other problem I have. So on a Strive beta video I made about like when the first beta came out, not the first beta, but the second beta, you know what I'm saying? When people were being more receptive of the game, I talked about how a lot of characters have the sauce if you look hard enough in there, you know what I'm saying? I used Millie as an example and talked about how at first Millie does not have hairpin anymore, but then you keep playing the character and you realize that maybe her 5k is jump cancelable and you get a pretty easy mix from that, and the fact that there are air loops and coast to coast. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, and then they made Anji, and I just don't know. I am truly starting to believe Anji is the worst character in the game, and it is just so sad, because the things that you have to do with Anji to win a game or to barely win a game is so ridiculous. And that's one of my biggest problems with this game as it stands. The character balance is all over the place. And I don't know why it's like this. I don't know what anybody's thinking up there after they saw what Ram could do in the beta and let it still happen, but that's a problem. I'm sorry. And everybody just says, yeah, you just gotta nerf rather than, or you gotta buff rather than nerf. Shut up. I don't even want to hear that. Because here's how I feel about the tier list in this game in terms of like viability, right? And mind you, for a tier list, this is gonna be like, I don't care about who's the best in the game. I'm just talking about who's good and who's not. Soul, Ram, Mei, Leo. S tier is also Giovanna. They don't have to do anything to play the game. They breathe and they get a mix. They have 8 ways to get in, 5 different moves that all anti-air, that can also be mashed, that can also lead into big damage. They don't have to play the game. Alright? Now you're moving down to A tier and you're looking at probably Milia, Chip, Potemkin. The verdict's thought on Potemkin, because who plays Potemkin? So you gotta be a real weirdo to play that character. But Milia, Potemkin, Chip. I want to say Eno. Eno's probably S if you're good enough, because anyway. And that's everybody in A tier. And you look at these characters, and it's like, alright, I can see it. They definitely can be beaten if you stop what they're doing, but they're just Guilty Gear characters. You're gonna hate the matchup no matter what because they're Guilty Gear characters, but they're not broken, they're just annoying. Then you have B tier, which is Kai, Nagoriyuki, I want to say Faust, but you know, I don't really know enough about Faust. I kind of feel wrong a little bit about this now, but I feel like Axel is more B A tierish than he is C tier. You have D tier, which is Anji. And here's my thing, right? People are gonna say Kai is not that bad or anything, but in the just the fact about it, people are saying Kai isn't that bad. He has about, you know, DP RC mixes. Bro, the top 10 characters in this game, that's what they did, this top 10. The top 10 characters in this game don't even need to use RC to get a mix. They just breathe and they mix. The top 5 characters in this game walk forward and they get a mix. Like, you out here using meter for anything but damage, you're crazy. You're just insane. Like, it does not make any sense. Soul's close slash is dash cancelable. What are you smoking? Why does that need to be a thing? Oh my god. Every one of Leo's move forward advances and he can Gatling all of them. Like why can he Gatling his moves but I can't? And they're plus? What? I don't know. The arc that his DP hits at. The thing about Anji, and why I will say Anji is contesting to be the worst character in the game, is because I look at Anji and I go like, alright. And I've said this before. That's what they were looking for. This is what they're talking about when like Guilty Gear is supposed to be for beginners. We don't want people to be too mad about getting mixed, right? I look at his butterfly, I'm like, okay, whatever. That's beginner. That's beginner. People don't want to get mixed. And then I look at Ino and I go like, yo, what? How can this character exist with this character and we're supposedly happy with both of them? Excuse me? What? And then I look at a character like Giovanna, and I'm surprised again. 5P anti-airs, 6P anti-airs, 2S anti-airs, regular S anti-airs, far S anti-airs, down heavy anti-airs. She has an anti-air DP. Bro, what does that need to? What is that like? Who is that for? Then I look at Ram, and I'm like, okay, full screen super that leads in the mix. Okay, that's a lot of meter. I'll give it up. You can't anti-air her. Unless you have a DP in which she could safe jump you. Cool. Gets a wall break from anywhere on the screen. Also pretty cool. Doesn't even have to throw swords in neutral. Her neutral is so good she does not have to throw swords. Can't see her feet, so when she's running up it's hard to tell. And I'll say it once again, I don't think the mechanics of this game are necessarily bad. Maybe except for like how fast health bars deplete, but even then, it doesn't feel that bad to me. Meter gain also doesn't really feel that good to me either. And there are some good changes from the beta, like making things, like people say staggers, what does that even mean? I don't know what that means, so I'm not even gonna say that randomly. You can just hit confirm better in this game, as is right now, and you can delay buttons a lot easier so that you can more readily combo into your special moves. I'm interested in that, but it's like I don't really see where this game is in the department of balance. Like the balance is what I'm really worried about in this game right now, because in past Guilty Gears, right, and you know, I'm speaking off of just playing a lot of plus R, like looking at a lot of plus R being played, you know, during COVID time. So don't get mad if I don't know the lore from back in like the early 2000s, which I don't even know if the game was out then, I'll be real with you. But in past Guilty Gears, even the lowest tier character looked broken if you knew how to play them right? But then obviously in any game there's gonna be characters that are significantly worse, and people don't understand for some reason that when you comment on a character being worse than others, that you winning doesn't mean anything, right? Because of course you can win. It's a fucking fighting game. Like, it's just a game in general. Like, anybody can win. I'm not saying it can't, but I'm talking about the disparity between wins are definitely a lot more. It's just sad. And to be entirely honest, I don't really... Hey, I'm just hoping that Venom comes out so I can drop Anji already. Because I literally dropped Anji to play Kai, and it's... Woo. Oh man. Was that a bad decision? I don't know. This game is fun though, I will say. This game is a whole lot of fun. But there are also other problems. I just talked about the characters because currently the characters are like the worst part to me, right? Like I'll be entirely honest with you. If they just fix the characters to where like top 5 doesn't feel as oppressive. If top 5 goes from S tier to feeling more like A tier, and then Anji goes maybe to B tier, I wouldn't really mind. Like if the game looked more like this, I wouldn't even mind. I really would not be mad at this, right? Like, I don't know how to make the game look like this, but that's on you. Like, it's not up to any newcomer to balance a game for people, regardless of whatever you think comes with the art of balancing a game. Doesn't matter. People strangely have this notion that like, oh man, you can't complain about game development because you've never made a game, and like, yeah, but at the same time, it's like, why do I'm paying for a game. Why do I have to balance it for them? Regardless of how long it takes to balance them. That's their job if they want to make a game, to be honest. But anyway, I'd be way more happy to tears like this. But it's just not at this current rate in the game. And it sucks because I don't know. I just wish I didn't have to play against top tiers. Like I wish I didn't have to play against these main 5. They just clearly are not playing the same game as you. But if you can't beat them, join them. Other than that, my only other problem with this game is that DPs don't really feel real. Like, you can't really anti your DP in this game unless you read a jump in. Chicken blocking is really strong for no reason. To the point that like Millia's hairpins being gone don't really matter because she can chicken block. Like that's another thing that's a little sad, and I was hoping that chicken block wouldn't be as oppressive as it is, but like Millia is literally damn near about to be S tier only because chicken blocking is as good as it is. She doesn't even have to like confirm like a real jump in. Just sad, but yeah, those are my problems. And unfortunately, this is apparently the vision of what Guilty Gear Strive is supposed to be, but if I'm going to be entirely honest, although I have so many problems with this game and I listed it with all my reasons, or that the characters are kind of really unbalanced and some characters' tools just feel way better than other minor system things, I firmly believe this game is like one medium to big size balance patch from being like really good. I'm talking like an undoubtedly good game. So here's hoping that they keep supporting it and, make it a little bit better for everybody else.